folks, and welcome to week 3 of Friday Night Spotlight, brought to you by 911 Air Repair, your local air conditioning expert specializing in maintenance, repair, and new installations. So, kind of an odd week for us. We have 3 Thursday night games and then a couple games really far away, so we can't really focus on them because we won't physically be there. Also, gotta mention Coolidge and Santa Cruz are playing. Normally that would have been our game of the week, but Coolidge is just really going through those growing pains right now, so we're going to talk about something different. Our game of the week is Vista Grande. They are going to be hosting Tucson, Pueblo. And surprisingly enough, this game has kind of developed a bit of a rivalry over the past 2 years. Looking at the past 2 seasons, these two teams have played. It has come down to one score. Last year, Vista Grande won 14-7. The year before that, the Spartans won 13-7. So I'm expecting another close game here. David, what are you kind of looking at?
Yeah, I'm expecting a close game as well. And, Vista Grande is one of those teams that have kind of come out of the woodwork a little bit. They've gone through their growing pains, but now it's time for them to actually show what they can do. And I think that this is going to be the season that they finally do that. Quarterback Brendan Hunt has been fantastic for them. He had a great showing for them last week, so he's just going to hope to continue that rhythm and continue that momentum. So it really just comes down to Vista Grande finding the ways to win and continuing to go through this season and go through this game. It could be a rivalry game with Pueblo, like you said. And, this team has faced a lot of hardships so far this year already, with a lot of different circumstances around this team, surrounding the school. So this season really comes down to, can they put that aside and focus on winning and focus on playing how they can? And I think they have the ability to do that. They're well coached. They have a really well-rounded roster with a lot of experienced guys. And I think this is going to be the season that they kind of finally turn things around and make a name for themselves. It's hard being the little brother sometimes, and Casa Grande Union is always going to take top billing, but Vista Grande is no slouch. In the 4A conference, they are a team that could be reckoned with, and I think this season is going to prove that.
So looking at last week's game, their home opener, they defeated Coconino 12-7, and Fernando Moya had a fantastic season opener, over 100 rushing yards. The key here is for him to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy all season long, hey, this Vista Grande team is going to look a bit better than they have in the past seasons, and that's saying a lot because Vista Grande has just continually found a way to get better and better every year. Like David mentioned, Brendan Hunt, he also did a really good job running the ball. Kind of an issue were those snaps. A lot of balls sailing over his head, just not a lot of good chemistry built up yet between his center and him. And then we got to highlight Altorna Gant, a transfer from CG Union. This kid can pretty much do everything. We didn't really see it much when he was just the quarterback at CG Union throwing and running, but hey, this guy was spectacular on defense. He was a wide receiver. He ran the ball. He threw the ball. Everything, like that Bugs Bunny cartoon, just it was Gant here, Gant there, Gant here, Gant there. And it was just really fun to see. The key here, I think, for the team is they're going to have to stay calm and level-headed. Pueblo is really going to try to push their buttons just everywhere emotionally, in the game, physically, everything. So, hey, if they can keep calm and keep those emotions under control, I think they can pull off another win. Moving over, David, what other game do you have your eye on?
Well, it's not our game of the week, but I am going to talk about it a little bit. It's the Coolidge and Santa Cruz Valley game, because there's some interesting dynamics to this game as well. Coolidge being the 3A team, they are kind of rebuilding a little bit after a disappointing season last year, and Santa Cruz is on the rise. They are one of the better 2A teams that are out there. They have a really loaded senior talent, senior roster, and a really interesting factoid so far in this season, Santa Cruz has blown out all their opponents and shut them out. Coolidge has yet to score at all. So this is going to be an interesting aspect, especially with Coolidge being the 3A team. Usually when you see a 3A going against a 2A or vice versa, you usually kind of give the upper hand to the higher conference, but Coolidge could have struggles with this game. This is a really solid Eloy squad. Whether they're 2A or not, this is a really good team that could do a lot of great things. Quarterback Nathan Harris has been outstanding for them so far. They have a really good running attack with Jonathan Ramos and Aiden Isagiri. Those two guys kind of bounce off each other and do a really good job. And these guys play both ways as well. All of them play both ways except for quarterback Nathan Harris. These guys are definitely just absolute dogs when it comes to getting on the field and showing what they can do and putting Eloy on the map. I think that I would give Eloy the edge just for the fact that they've done a really good job with their offense so far, and their defense has not been able to let anybody score so far. Coolidge has had struggles with their offense, so the edge to me would go to Santa Cruz.
All right, and my game to watch, also a 3A, 2A matchup. It's the Battle of the Santans, and I'm talking Santan Charter and Santan Foothills. Both of these teams are 2-0, and Santan Foothills is really much improved from the past couple of seasons. They've really developed a really strong running game. Just looking off of their first two games against El Mirage, Dysart, and Tempe. And the thing about this running game is it's kind of like that game where you hide the ball in a cup and you have all these other cups and you just move them around and try to figure out where the ball is. That's Santan Foothills running game. You have all these different options in Holden Whiteworth, Delton Norman, Vision McKee, and Kale Stever. It's like all these guys do a fantastic job, and the opposing defenses, it's really okay. Who has the ball? Who do we have to stop? Because you never really know just how well they hand the ball off and they run the ball. The key here, though, for this game, they're kind of really balanced out. Both really strong running games. It's going to be on defense. Looking at Santan Foothills, Tayton Rivero, four fumble recoveries already this season, and then Michael Sierra, both of these guys 5 sacks. I'm looking for these two to be the difference makers and really try to get that big stop against Santan Charter and give Santan Foothills' offense a chance to go ahead and win the game. As always, I've kind of forgotten this in our first two shows. Here are our picks. David is finally back, so we can get back to our little pick battle here. And as always, be sure to check in next week for whatever we have in store.